Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to see if I can beat Batman Arkham Asylum without ever getting hit. Now while there is no specific achievement for doing this challenge, it's purely for my own pride, ego and drive that I'm going to try and complete this challenge. Now I back myself on Batman games. I think I'm pretty good at Batman games, but this was the ultimate test. Arkham Asylum is definitely the slowest and maybe hardest combat-wise in the franchise, but I never back down from a challenge. So without further ado, let's jump right in. We start the story off on a cold, rainy day in America as the Batman symbol shines through the sky. Then shows us treating the streets of America as it's a rally race, drifting around corners in their Batmobile, as it cuts to us in the driver's seat with a new captive, which we've somehow managed to capture, famous American paedophile and wrong'un Jeffrey Epstein, taking him to Arkham Asylum. We then bust through the doors with Epstein on his knees. Knowing our friend Jeffrey here, he's one slippery motherfucker and he normally gets away with things, so we decide to follow in with him to the asylum. While we get scanned through the metal detector like it's a Stansted airport, I take a little view at Jeffrey.
Ooh, would you sneak in with your bats? Come on, tell me. Batarangs, bat claws, bat snacks.
Yeah, definitely bat snacks. Jeffrey then proceeds to rage bait the doctor. Then on to the next room, we've got a special guest coming up the elevator. Wait, is that a fucking crocodile?
I've got your scent, Batman. I will hunt you down.
Get that animal under control.
Yeah, hold that. We'll then wheel Jeffrey into the elevator where he somehow, with his godlike powers, changes with the lights, but it's alright. We got a grip on the situation. We then link up with our old friend Jim, and then the moment that definitely, me myself was expecting, Jeffrey escapes, the doctor's just standing there dancing with him as he strangles the other guy. We try punch through the glass, however unfortunately we've not got our attribute points up just yet. Joker then emotes on this guy and emotes on the rest of us, waiting to smash his face in, and he's free and he has control of the asylum. And here it is, the first fight of the game. Now, fortunately, as I said, I'm an incredibly talented man. I complete the first fight with no resets. Jeffrey then taunts us, tells us to come and get him. We know it's a trap, but we're not asked because we are awesome. We come across our second fight, but again, I'm a professional. I'm an incredible gamer. I don't need to... What? So as we take a closer look, as you can see, as I go to swing at one guy, the other guy swings at me. Now, this has become an issue with this game. Not necessarily this game, it's more me with my mental brain damage. But for some reason, every time in this game, when you attack, the other person tends to swing. Now, I know that kind of does make sense, but it's not nice for the sake of my mental health and this playthrough. Now, after 2 resets, we roundhouse kick this guy to the temple, win that fight finally, find this guard and find out that Victor Zsasz has taken a doctor hostage. Now, fortunately, our friend Zsasz here is not smart at all. He decides to hide in a room with loads of gargoyles, which means we can just grapple up, go behind him and glide kick him, introducing our first quote-unquote boss. Don't know if I'd count this as a boss, but either way, he's dead. We then get shown that they have captured the warden, presumably because he is also in on Jeffrey Epstein's ideas and planning. We then encounter our first of 3 happy gas rooms, where basically Mr. Epstein has filled the room with a bunch of gas, and we've basically got to go around and save the guards. But it's not just guards we've got to save. We've got to basically rage bait this guy, save him, and then, well, knock him the fuck out. After we knock the guy out, we chuck a little tool at a switch, and then we remove all of the gas in the rooms via vents. We then walk through these big doors where we see Mr. Jeffrey himself waiting for us. Now, it appears he's got a surprise for us, which just leads us to our first quote-unquote boss fight, because it doesn't got a health bar and it is really, really easy. But it also shows us what Mr. Epstein's got planned for us on the rest of the game. Now, as much as this guy is ugly, he is also incredibly easy. You just chuck a batarang at him, charge, run out the way, and then hit him a few times. We fight quite a few of these guys. They're not necessarily hard. The only time it gets quote-unquote hard is when you've chucked him about 15 other guys. Either way, we survive long enough, and, well, the guy just flat out has a heart attack because he's a junkie. We then get tempted to basically kill the villain of the game. We don't, because we're good moral men, and then he just rides away on a little thing. But then we find out that we've got a betrayer in the force where he knocks out our good old friend Jim, and he's basically been kidnapped. We then have to go all the way back to where he got knocked out, and use our detective skills, because not only am I really good at martial arts, I'm also really good at detective skills. Me, myself, I'm on about, not Batman. We are then essentially following the particles of alcohol within the air. I know, like, what the fuck. Either way, it changes our detective mode all purple. Looks pretty cool. And then we come to the elevator where, I mean, this is a very measly attempt to kill us, but basically she drops the elevator on us. This is Harley, by the way. She's kind of just here in this game, like, she's not really important in this game that much. Either way, after we save ourselves and the guard from the attempt on our life, which we just dodge out the way easily, we are then assigned a new issue. Well, we can't take the elevator, so we're going to have to go our way up ourselves. At the top of the elevator shaft, we come across our toughest fight yet, even though we do first try it because I'm just the best at this game, as we've already described. It's the biggest we fought yet with five enemies, but like it's light work. This point we need a few upgrades to make the game a bit easier, but it's still not a very hard fight, and we take all 5 down with pretty relatively ease. No resets on this fight. We are then shown a new feature of detective vision, where basically we're introduced to enemies having guns. Now, this is also where we basically get introduced to stealth. Now, stealth is going to be a big factor because obviously you can't get hit if you don't get seen. Stealth's pretty easy in this game. They don't really ever look up, so it's kind of pretty simple. You just go behind them and silent take down the enemies. It's not very hard. It's very effective. We then stand behind and mock this guy as he's on FaceTime to Mr. Epstein, who somehow he doesn't see us. Or maybe he does see us and he's just, kind of taking the piss, which is probably more than likely the case. But we take him out and we move on to the next room. Now, the next room is our first literal stealth operation. It's not very hard. It's pretty easy. 3 enemies, big room. But, as a first one, it's easy. However, obviously, on playing on hard difficulty, definitely cannot... Well, obviously, we can't get shot anyway, but they do not miss. Like, they don't miss. If they see you, you're cooked. Either way, we take out all the enemies, and then they bring 3 more in, but they're still just light work because it is easy pickings in this room. We then come across the traitor, who, of course, they've backstabbed and betrayed himself, so, kind of ironic. He's dead, and then we get introduced to the Riddler. Now, this was a thing which I was going to maybe do. I was going to do all of the Riddler trophies and 100% the game. However, I'm not going to lie to you. I've done this game about 3 times. I'm down to do Arkham City and Arkham Knight, but this one, I don't think I can hack it. We then get an incredibly cinematic view of the island and the asylum, and, considering it's an asylum, it looks pretty aesthetic, but shame it's just filled with a bunch of absolute lunatics and crazy people, but at least the moon looks nice. I mean, it's a very big moon, but aesthetic. Then they're fucking up our car. Now, if there's one thing you don't do, is fuck with a man's car. Now, they get put in a pack. No resets, of course, because I'm amazing. But I've realised that, I need to realise when I was playing this was, don't attack, just, spam counter. Especially at this point of the game. From the boot of our car, yes, boot, not trunk, Americans, we get a new gadget, explosive gel. Basically, it's just C4 within hair gel, basically. Yeah, as you can see, we find these little areas, whack it on it. Boom. Literal C4 in a gadget. We then figure out that they've taken Gordon through here, so we find a cheeky little pipe, which is what his daughters give him. We then go back in the detective vision, and we're going to follow the traces of tobacco, which he's just sprinkling out of his arse, apparently. We then come across this fight. Now, this fight, let me tell you about this fight. Yeah, as you can see, I reset immediately. I actually reset a few times here, and I don't know why. It was not a hard fight. I was just I was getting pissed, and then it just kept resetting and resetting. Either way, after I think about 3 resets, boom, done. We don't even need the front door anyway, because it's locked. So then we go back up, blow a hole through the ceiling, which basically means that we've literally just wasted time, because I didn't have to do that fight and reset 5 times. We then upgrade, a very, very, very important upgrade. This is going to make fights so much easier. I can take down and just literally destroy an enemy, and then it's even easier to finish that fight. We then come across our second stealth of the game. Now, this one is even easier than the first, I'd argue. We have 5 enemies, some more, but realistically, I'm going to place a C4 on that wall, that ceiling, and then just take out the rest of the room and blow the C4. Boom. Kill those people, and then just glide kick the last one, and then doctors are saved. Now, in the process of getting through this building to save Gordon, we find out that there's even more doctors trapped in this building, so we have to go help them. We come across this one who's trapped to a psycho chair. However, it's a trap. However, it's not a trap for us. It's a trap for them. Now, this is the takedown that I'm on about. Basically, boom, easy, done. They're chucking more enemies, but again, not a problem for me. Okay, never mind. It is a problem for me. I just about win this fight on the second, like on my second attempt. As you can see, he's about to hit me. It's very close. Then onto another gas room. This one's really easy. You just lower the gas floor by floor, and you've not really got anyone to save. You just need to clear the room. However, there is one person to save. However, we're not going to save him. We're going to kill him. But then Batman pulls this out.
I can't let that man die.
Sorry to say, Batman, but he's kind of already dead. In the process of this, we've saved good old Captain Hook, which is my guy. We then come across our last Doctor to save. This is probably the easiest of the 3 Doctors. All you got to do is place the C4 on both of the walls, and then, I fucked it up. So when we eventually do it correctly, we somehow don't kill her in the process, and then we come across our new enemy. Pretty easy, stun him and then knock him out. Not really hard, he's just got knives, so you can't counter. Makes things a bit more difficult. Now granted, I did almost just kill her, but remind you, I've just saved her, and this Doctor has the cheek to say this to me, who just saved her.
You really don't have the authority.
If anyone's got the authority, I've got the authority. Anyway, she wants to go to the mansion and get her notes, which will stop Epstein from making everyone into big junky people. More guys come out the elevator, stealth guys. Again, easy peasy, stealth is not an issue in this challenge at all. We then get this, which means I can do my combo throws even quicker, which is obviously going to be better. We then hop out of the elevator, get a little jump scare, and then this room, is it just me or is it crooked? Coming out of the crooked room, we find Jim dead. However, we notice something is up when, well, I don't know, my literal eyes are glowing. And we've suddenly just ended up in the morgue. We open one bag and it's my dad. We open the other one and it's my mum. And we open the other one and it's the random junkie who begs you for change outside Sainsbury's every single time you go in. Either way, he's pretty simple. He probably is classed as a boss fight, but you don't actually attack. There's no way to like get hit, so all you got to do is avoid his beam and preferably not do that, but you know, I'm kind of special. Luckily, his weakness is literally just a massive light, so you just spam the light on him and then done. We then turn into a literal terrorist because I caused a reset and died here, so I set up a trap and literally just blew them to sky high. We then come across another stealth part where we see Gordon and Harley. He's got him captive. Basically, I've got to clear the room without ever being seen. Pretty easy. They just don't turn around. And we take down Harley and move into our next boss fight. This one makes me want to cry and die. So we've got another junkie outside Sainsbury's, but this time he's been to Pure Gym and he's an absolute roid head. Now, unlike most roid heads, this guy actually does cardio. So he sprints us down and we chase into the boiler room. Now, we're going to fight this guy now. Let me tell you now, this was the first death of many.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
So he's not exactly difficult. He does the exact same stuff as all of the other Venom that we fought, where you just dodge, you throw a batarang and dodge. However, just don't ask me why I couldn't do it. You've seen, and that's not even all of the resets. I reset a few more times. Overall, it took me about like 40 minutes, just because the enemies kept getting in the way. And here I finally completed it, and I thought I was actually not done, so I paused it in panic. I was like, are you joking? Like, I will break my monitor. Like, I was this close. This close. We defeat Bane. After we defeat Bane, we meet back up with Jim Gordon. Now, we've defeated Bane, so we're pretty, you know, we're chilling right now. We're just talking. That's right, Bane's not dead. However, I get to see this, which makes me so happy. After 40 minutes of this guy beating my ass, I'm so happy he's gone. We then send Jim off on a boat for us to finish the mission. We are then tasked with going to the Batcave. So we go through this mysterious rock, which scans us and looks very similar to the doors that are literally later in the game. We then go to the Batcave, go in, and then we analyze the files, which the Doctor was on about. And we learn that basically Epstein is trying to make an army of big motherfuckers. We then pick up the Batclaw, which is basically going to help us get vents off into the sky. Here, we fight a little people in the corridor, which I believe did make me reset just once. I'm not going to show every reset because I'm not going to lie. This video will probably be about 4 hours long because I did reset a lot. But that's just showcasing how powerful the combo grab is. Then in the sewers, we find this door, which we try open, which unfortunately we get met with this. Hello again, Killer Croc. So yeah, he's lurking around there. I then get lost in this little jumping area because I have no idea where to go. We then see a few snipers, which, I don't know, they just trick shot me. Like, I swear, bro, the line wasn't even at me, but I get my get back, whack him off the edge, and we go into the building. We've then got, yet again, we're just constantly leveling up our biggest fight game. We've got another big fight. As you can see, starting well. We get a little combo grab. However, unfortunately, yeah, I'm not sure. I just didn't look behind me and he smacks me. But it's fine. I think I only reset twice. We just finished the fight off. I'm starting to realise that I should just spam counters because I can't get hit if I'm just spamming triangle. And we do a cool little double move at the end. We then find a new mechanic in stealth where basically once you knock these guys out with the collars, they basically like emit a noise, which means obviously people go come check their body, which we then get introduced to straight away in this stealth part. It wasn't too hard. I think I reset once. Oh, actually, no. This was bullshit. Peep this shit, bro. I pulled someone off, yeah, I'm in the grate, and he shoots me while I'm in the grate. Absolute AIDS. I then did the upgrade for the inverted takedown. Boom, one down. And then I just swing around and literally get the other one with the exact same. We then get into Dr. Young's office, which we see she's touched her safe. We basically get her fingerprints. A lot of this game is just following fingerprints, to be honest with you, but basically we try to find the files before Epstein, because last thing we need is another Epstein files. After we've got the fingerprints, we go down the corridor, get into a fight, reset once because the camera angle is a bit dodgy, and then we just fly kick him to the head. We then come back into this room where two guys have woken up, but it's fine, light work. Little fight in here, nothing too crazy, but now we've got a little bomb step, which is nothing too crazy. There's no enemies, so like it's pretty light work. Basically, you should set up a bomb that's tied to two people. We break a chandelier. Now, I'd love to know how this does not absolutely murder the people that are literally 2 feet next to it, or like, you know, glass in their face, but whatever. Each to their own, Batman. We then find the files, not the Epstein ones, don't worry. We then burn these just so he cannot get his hands on an army of big shit-eating monsters. We then basically, as you can see, we're getting gassed. Come down this corridor now. I don't know, but I don't remember this being this long last time, and it's raining inside. We're not going to go through the Batman origin again, because I'm pretty sure everyone and their nan at this point has heard about the Batman origin, so it's just absolutely pointless. Either way, walk through the door, and next thing you know, we're located in Birmingham. As we move forward into Birmingham City Centre, we see some random guy with needles. I mean, that's not that surprising when you actually deep Birmingham. Basically, another scarecrow section. Really easy. Apart from this part, the camera angle's kind of weird, and they're really, like, thin because they're skeletons, so I can't really see when they're attacking. Only cost me like one reset though, and unfortunately, well no, fortunately, there's a checkpoint just before. Either way, yet again, this guy's weakness is light. I have no idea why, to be honest, but yeah, we shine a light on him and boom, he's absolutely done. Then we meet a new enemy, guy with a stun baton. Pretty simple, jump over him and smack his ass. Not really difficult. But then talking about enemies and bosses who are not difficult, I think Zaz has the worst rep right now in this video, because every single time he's just been done with some absolute dumb shit. Yeah, he gets done. Dr. Young, he's now upset because he nearly died. Goes to open a safe, and I mean, I think we all know what's about to happen here. Dr. Young dead, which honestly, like, you know, it's sad, but her voice is really annoying. We then get jumped. Well, not really jumped. They don't touch me, of course. No resets here because I'm the best in the game. Destroy them, and then we basically pick up another trail, which is Warden Sharp's DNA. But however, Mr. Sharp, I think, why have you got a secret room that I can explode? Definitely some dodgy stuff in here, Mr. Sharp. I can see why Jeffrey didn't want you running loose. Here I thought it was really funny if I take one out and then the collar goes off and then the rest of the two in the room just sit there and think that I'm in the room with them for the rest of the game. Thought it was quite funny. We then kill another man, then get hit, have to reset because I'm an idiot. But either way, we bum them, walk through here, another fight, do it first time, then bully this guy. We're just chucking shit at him. It's kind of funny just watching him do that, to be honest. Don't know why. Not very efficient, but hey, this isn't his speed run. We then walk into the prison block. We then come across the door, which I said was very similar to the Batcave. Now, I don't know why it's the same, but hey ho. We then meet Poison Ivy. Now, I'm just going to say a spoiler now. I don't like this bitch. Either way, we air her and absolutely ignore her and mog her. We then find Warden Sharp tied up, which is a bit interesting. I'm now going to express my hatred for Harley Quinn even more. Why are you letting her out? You've made my life a living misery. Joker then lets out the crazy people, which you'd think is going to be really bad, but it's really honestly not an issue at all. They are really easy to deal with, which we'll come across. Warden then gives me all access to the private island. We whack it into our new little tool, and next thing you know, we've got a little Lizard Squad password and hacker thing. Basically all it is you just move the analog sticks until the screen goes green, and then you've completed it. And you basically unlock a bunch of electrical gates. Hang on a minute. Didn't I just free you? Doppelganger situation aside, these are the crazy people. They run at you, you spam triangle, and you ground take down them. It's not really an issue. Yeah, easy. Now, what isn't easy is this. It's not even a boss fight. I just reset countless amounts of times. She's basically made the floor electric, so we have to go up and make it not electric. Off to a great start. Basically, would have got 2 hit there. I then kept backclawing people, and I kept getting hit while I was doing it. There is bullshit. I've literally countered. Yeah, I'm starting to realise that I struggle with easy fights. Like, I struggle with the fights I shouldn't struggle with. It makes no sense. Either way, then once you do it, they release more. But it's fine. I finally do it, and we're happy. We then spam the analog sticks get the screen green, and we turn off the electric floor, get jumped. It's like, because detective mode basically just makes these guys useless, because they try to hide from you. They don't hide in detective mode. Now, I'm sure, luckily for these inmates, Harley Quinn has tied them all up, which I'm sure a lot of people would be happy about. She's basically going to flood the room with gas. Everything that we do is on a timer right now. It's on a 2-minute timer. Because I'm rapid, I basically get it done easily, wiggle the sticks within time, and then they give you a minute. It took me 30 seconds to find where I actually need to plug the thing in, because I'm a genius. Basically do that, get out of the room, and we've saved the guards. Now, Harley Quinn quote-unquote boss fight. Now, it's not really a boss fight, but it's the only time you fight her, and you don't really fight her apart from a cutscene. This, again, I struggled with. Didn't struggle, I just kept getting hit by stupid stuff. Like, basically the floor will just illuminate and you have to get on the other part where it's not illuminating. Not very hard, but then you just get times like that and that where, like, I've jumped over the gate and he's hit me immediately, and it's some bullshit, I'm not gonna lie to you. Either way, you get about 5 rounds with enemies, kill the last one, and then finally come face to face with Harley Quinn. Now, this is the only time we actually come in contact with Harley Quinn, which I'm sure Batman is fuming about. Yeah, basically you just chuck her against the wall. Not really hard, and she's kind of like dumb, but we get the Epstein files. We finally get our hands on them, scan her fingerprints because she's touched everything on this island. Unfortunately, literally everything. She basically tells us where Joker is because she's actually dumb, and we are on the mission to find Joker, who is set up in a secret lab in the gardens. Next step on the agenda is to go into the gardens, so we traverse our way through the asylum and bang straight through those 2 big front doors. We then get the coldest double batarang of my life. Now, if I didn't have this, I don't know what I was meant to do here, but done it anyway. Welcome to hell. This room, for some reason, this stealth room was just a pain in my ass. People were doubling up. I had random luck like this, look, as if he turns right then and there. I probably didn't have to reset, but I just had a feeling it was gonna have to be a reset. I then swing above him and he just looks up and absolutely murks me. And then another one, inverted takedown. Oh, I'm just getting sprayed. And then this guy, some guy wraps behind my behind and blows my back out, non-consensually. After I figured out what this thing called my brain does, I've then decided to, okay, let's actually use my brain and take it slow. And yeah, about 20 minutes later, I finally got through it. And as you can see, I took a momentary pause for my own mental health because I needed to cheer. We've then found our good old friend across the electric seas. He then chucks a guy and kills him just to add even more to the kill count that me and this guy have like kind of added towards ourselves. Blows the entrance out, and then we find ourselves in a generator room where we basically just start a fight. No resets here because I'm just good. Nearly get a reset off. Like guys can come swing for me, and then I basically jump on this janitor's nuts. Now, I know what you're wondering. Why is this in green and got bombs next to it? Well, canisters. So basically, I have to complete all of this before the little time limit runs out, and there's 3 different levels. Really simple. It's not hard. Just, yeah, added difficulty. Then, upon following even more of Harley Quinn's fingerprints, we then come across these little dickheads who have taken some hostages in bird cages. Basically, we can't kill anyone until we kill the operator, so we basically just go kill the operator so he doesn't do the switch. Now, I'm not quite sure why that then just stops someone else from going to press the switch, but you know, game logic, what can I say? After dealing with the room and saving the hostages, we then come across this secret panel, which yet again has another explosive. Basically, we do it, and then we find the entrance to the secret gardens, where I'm sure we're about to find, yep, Jeffrey. Now, this slippery bastard has got away every single time, and to no one else's surprise, he's going to do it yet again. He basically transforms 2 henchmen into, well, 2 roid heads, get him a little gym pass, and then done. This isn't too difficult. There is not any other enemies in here, just I'm a bit special and just walk into a literal fist in my head. Kill 1, pretty simple, like all you gotta do is avoid him. It's a really big room, it's easy pickings really, and then get the last one, and then that is that done. Now, upon turning around, we have found that there's a slight issue. I can't get across that gap. I'm not Superman. However, I do have a jet. Now, I'm not going to hop in the jet, which is probably the, you know, thing I could do. Instead, I'm just going to flex my wealth and get a line launcher, which basically means I can just kind of fly across big gaps. Yeah. And then we come across Poison Ivy, who's kind of just filling with our plants. She then threatens to fuck us up. We squeeze our little tentacle, and she just tells us, all right, go to Killer Croc's lair, and you'll find a little plant which can give you the need to make the antidote. Now, on the other side of the big ravine, we have some jokers who seem to think that I just can't get across, so I literally just fly across, and they all just stand there, jaws on the floor, being like, what? What's he doing? We then walk back through the garden, and we come across this room yet again. Another stealth room in the exact same room. However, this time, I just did it first try. Yeah, I don't know what happened on the last time, but just allow me, I'm a bit dumb. Anyways, Joker's then torturing Poison Ivy and basically making her put plants everywhere, but I'm sure she's not too fussed because she's pretty powerful. Now the whole asylum is kind of overrun with big plants. It looks kind of cool, but then you've got these little things where if you make too much noise around them, they kind of just shoot these little things out. However, it's just not an issue because as soon as I hold R2, I'm just literally invisible. No one can hear or see me. We then loop back around to the library where we have been before, however it's looking a bit different now. We now have to basically just use our line launcher and get across everywhere because of the gas at the floor. Basically it's another like gas room, but it just never goes until you beat Poison Ivy. But it's simple all the less. We then go speak to Aaron Cash, who's got some past history with Killer Croc. Not a dating history, thankfully. Basically tells us we have to go to intensive treatment. So in the process to go to intensive treatment, there's a sniper. Now, how do you get to the said sniper? In style. You zipline across.
Yeah, boy.
We then fly over the guy's head, take him out nice and stealthily, like he doesn't even know we're there. Now we're back to the original stealth room. How things are a bit different now. They've set up bombs on gargoyles. Now I believe this is kind of just a theme for the rest of the game, where basically if you go on a gargoyle, it will blow up. So basically, this is a gargoyle stealth area, and as you can see, it was not difficult at all.
Game last night.
Now, after a brief little shit in my pants, I have now realised that I've corrupted my save, and we're going right back to the start. However, things are a little bit different this time. I might have gone into a different universe, like proper like Marvel style, because for some reason, I'm now being drove by Mr. Jeffrey. Now, I don't know what the fuck's going on, but something ain't right here. Thinking about whether this is because of that dodgy curry that I had at Weatherspoons, I then realised that, technically, I get hit here. Not technically, because the health bar doesn't go down, but if you want to be funny with it, I technically got shot. Either way, we then realise, basically, homeless man's back yet again. This guy just never goes away, like he's actually so annoying. I'm genius, because I realise that they die in one hit, so I just blow half them up, because I'm a genius, what can I say? We then get our hands on him finally, thinking it's done, and then he injects us yet again. So just as we think it's over with, it's not over with. And now we have to fight some more skeleton enemies in a tiny area. However, this time it's really easy. I first try it because I've got a nice like camera angle. It's not dodgy. We basically have to activate all the lights to, well, you know, burn him alive. He then brings Shock, a bony titan guy. However, this guy's so much easier. You just dodge one attack and he literally explodes. Literally. After going through all three waves, we then blast him with light. And as we blast him with light, we then go back to our normal senses. However, we've got him on the other side of bars and he injects us again, which we never actually do anything with. We kind of just move on from it. Don't know why we couldn't have done that the other 3 times, but you know, it's alright. It's alright. He gets away, goes in the elevator, we then have to follow. Now, I was doing this at about 1 AM, I think. Now, this was driving me insane. So as you can see, you destroy those guys, we go down, open the elevator, and then we fight these guys. Now, for some reason, I just kept dying, and the checkpoint puts you before you have to open the elevator. So basically, I kept dying, having to keep opening the elevator. Yeah, it was driving me insane. Now, Scarecrow threatening to drop this and polluting the whole system and Gotham lines of water with fear gas. Honestly, I'm tempted to just let them do it so they can all live through what I have just been through. However, Killer Croc basically kidnaps him, and that's the last we see of Scarecrow for now. So, yeah. We then go into Killer Croc's lair, add a little sonar beacon so we can figure out our way back. And we basically just have to, as I said, hold R2 across all of these wooden platforms, not make a noise, and just go collect the sample. Simple. He then sometimes jumps up, but like he is really nothing to worry about. You chuck a batarang at him and he flops in the water like a fish. Sometimes though, he can jump a bit close. Like that was a bit close. Either way, all you got to do is literally follow the numbers, so the numbers decrease and not increase. Literally get all four of the spores, and then literally just get out. Now, in the process of getting out, he will like chase you and just break everything behind you, but it's pretty straightforward. You just run, and then he runs after you looking like a twat, and you just blow his feet out from underneath him. Easy. We then find our way back in the Batcave because we're near it, and also we need to register the antidote with these cool ass doors yet again. However, Ivy doesn't seem to agree that our Batcave is cool as hell, so she kind of smashes it up, but we get a cool little gadget out of it. Well, it's not a new gadget, it's just an upgrade. Basically, I am now Superman, and I can just pull walls down. Yeah, what you can do about it? I'll just pull the wall down. You got me trapped? That wall, yeah, it's gone now. Sorry, mate. In the process of escaping the Batcave, we then decide to take a shortcut through this area again, which I hate and got lost in. However, as you can see, the rivers are green. So basically, he's trying to send all of the Titan water into the city, and we basically just have to go by, as you can see, turn off 2 valve pumps. Pretty simple, right? I know what you're thinking. That area in the middle looks really small. You know, and I was kind of thinking the same thing, but, you know, I'm sure it's nothing. All we got to do is go get both the pumps. Easy. His first pump, just an easy little beatdown room. I kick thin air, but other than that, it's pretty simple. Don't actually do anything. You just murder the people and then turn it off on the wall. Now, debating going to CRC to do my plumbing degree, because at this point I am generally a plumber, we then go to the other pump room where it's a bit more complicated. Yet again, another stealth room, however this time with no gargoyles. So you basically rummage around in vents the whole time like an absolute nonce. We pull these 2 people's floor out from underneath them and they just die. So that's another 2 people we've killed. We then turn off the pump, get out, and oh yeah, the little room is now going to become my least favourite place. It's now taken over the other room. However, in saying that, it actually wasn't too bad. They do bring more people in, which can get a bit much. It got a bit overwhelming. This one, he literally changes his direction. Like, normally they run and they just go straight. This guy literally tracked me, bro. Either way, I'm a genius again. I've placed my favourite little explosive at the front door of the elevator, so when they come through, I just blow them up. Unfortunately, they don't die, but it makes crowd control a little bit easier. But other than that, honestly, it's not that hard. It took me maybe about 20 minutes of trying. Honestly, maybe 15. It was not that bad. And then we get our way back outside, which is nice because I've had enough of inside small little buildings. Oh, wait, never mind. We're going right back to the gardens. Oh, yay. Poison Ivy then decides to, just basically empty the way for us and wave her little wang at us, which I'm not sure if that's a mating ritual in Plant, but either way, she's basically, brainwashed some nice people, so you know what that means. We've got to take it easy on them. So yeah, we quite literally knock out a pretty innocent guy who's going to wake up feeling absolutely horrible. Anyway, next boss fight time. Now, I, obviously playing this game before, have known about this boss fight, and it's never been an issue to me. However, I kind of didn't realise that, maybe I got hit quite a bit while I did this. So it's been a while since I've done this, so I just stood in the bramble and then realised, oh wait, I have to avoid the bramble every single time, which is fine, it's kind of pretty easy to avoid. So we kind of getting used to it. Then we've got these things where she has to open her mouth and dodge the little fireballs, which isn't hard. However, I didn't realise until a little bit later on that basically after her 6th throw, she just doesn't shoot anymore and it just leaves a free opening. Either way, we kill her. So we go up, spray explosive gel on her, and absolutely bow this motherfucker sky high. Is what I would say if at this point I was maybe an hour in, because it took me that long to get to this point, and then there's a second phase. Now luckily, if you die and fail, you don't restart the whole thing. Otherwise, I think this video would probably be going out in a month's time. Either way, as you can see, we're really close here. This is my best attempt. And yeah, I was really annoyed. I was very annoyed. And then we get close again, and I'm not sure what I'm doing. I'm just not paying attention, and I parry literal air and then get smacked. Either way, we finally do it. And it honestly, I think it took me about 2.5 hours overall just to beat this boss. No hit. And I was so happy. I've never been more happy when I beat this in my life. I knew that the rest of the game was going to be easy because nothing was going to be worse than that. Thankfully, the game knows I am literally 1 minute away from a mental breakdown, so they decide to give me some fireworks, which is very nice. Anyway, moving on. This guy seems to think he's funny by pulling a funny little trick on me. However, at this point, I am literally seething with anger and I cannot wait to punch this guy in his face. Fortunately for him, though, I don't get to punch his face in yet because there is yet another boss fight in the way. And I know what you're thinking, no way, another Titan one, right? Yes, this game is just filled with Titan boss fights, and I used to like this game. However, I think if I see one more big Titan guy, I think I'm going to have nightmares because I've seen enough. Either way, dispatched pretty quickly. He somehow kidnapped Jim. He goes to shoot him with Titan. But, you know, me being the noble self I am, I jump in front of it. I'm then basically turning into Sam Sulek and just, yeah, my biceps are literally bulging. And considering I'm turning into one right now, how that guy still has his jaw, I'm amazed. Now, fortunately, he also has a brain deficiency, so he then shoots himself up with venom. However, he is quite a bit bigger than what I am right now. Now, whether I'm going to turn or not is one question, but all I know is right now it is...
Let's get ready to rumble!
With the referee and this turning into KSI versus Logan Paul, I then shoot myself up with the antidote, which realistically has given myself a disadvantage, but, you know, it's fine, it's whatever. He's quite a bit taller than me, but it's fine, it's just another Venom boss fight, it's nothing I can't handle. Never mind, I just walk into his punch like an absolute mong. So, nice. Either way, it's pretty straightforward. You fight enemies, dodge these little teeth which blow up. It's really actually... I did this first try. Well, if you exclude the dumb hit that I did, it's really, really easy. These Venom fights aren't hard. The only thing that gets them hard is if it's in a small area or if there's a load of people at the same time. Either way, when he turns around to Showboat, we basically just pull him off with our big claw, and then he gets his fingernails stuck in because he's just got his nails done, and then we just batter him 3 times, and just like that, that is enough to do a literal third of his health. Now, I'm not quite sure what I'm packing in my arms because I'm no longer turning into Sam Sulek, but either way, the boss was really easy, and I hate how this was the easiest boss of the game, considering it is literally the last one. Either way, we then kind of cheat and bring in some knuckle dusters, and absolutely, well, yeah. And just like that, he's got a mushed up face, and we have completed the no-hit Batman Arkham Asylum challenge. And that's all for today, guys. I'd just like to thank you all for joining me on this journey. I will definitely be doing more mentally taxing and brain-numbing challenges like this. I found it quite fun. Prefer this to the Resident Evil one. I love Batman games. I think they're great. Honestly, it's just fantastic. But yeah, I'd love to hear what you guys thought of today's video. Please remember to subscribe to the Twitch. Well, follow the Twitch, sorry. Not subscribe. And just remember, subscribe to the YouTube. There'll be more to come. See you in the next one.